Witness the thrill of early checkmates. Are you ready for an exhilarating chess experience? Get ready to witness 3 mind-blowing games, where even the strongest players found themselves checkmated in the opening. This video will leave you captivated as you explore fascinating tactical ideas that can elevate your chess skills to new heights. Let's start with the first trap. White starts with e4, and black responds with e5. White attacks the e5 pawn, and black defends with knight c6. White plays bishop c4, initiating the Italian game. Black moves their knight to f6, targeting the e4 pawn. Instead of choosing the solid moves of d3 or knight c3 to protect the pawn, white opts for an interesting move, knight g5, attacking the vulnerable f7 pawn along with the bishop. Black responds by playing d5 to block the attack. White captures the pawn with their own pawn, simultaneously targeting the knight. The knight retreats to d4. In order to re-establish the attack on the f7 pawn, white plays d6. However, black disregards the defense of the pawn and focuses on other moves. Black places their queen on d6, allowing white to fork black's pieces. White takes advantage of the opportunity and plays knight f7, causing havoc. Black moves their queen to c6, creating a fork on white's g2 pawn and bishop. While castling kingside would have been a wise move for white, they succumb to greed and capture the rook on h8 with their knight. Black captures the g2 pawn with an attack on the rook. The rook retreats to f1, and black's queen checks the white king from e4. Remarkably, the square is covered by both black's queen and knight, making it unfeasible for white's queen to block the check without losing material. Therefore, without hesitation, white plays bishop e2 to block the check. Unfortunately, this move turns out to be a dreadful blunder. Black swiftly concludes the game with knight f3, executing a splendid smothered checkmate. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Let's examine the second game. Once again, the game starts with e4, and black responds with c5, choosing the Sicilian defense. Knight f3 and knight c6 are played, and white decides to open up the center with d4. Black captures on d4, and white recaptures. Black plays knight f6, attacking the pawn on d4. White defends the pawn by moving the knight to c3. Black plays e5, attacking the knight, and white moves the knight to b5. Black plays t6, following standard opening moves. White plays knight d5, with both knights aiming at the weak c7 square and threatening to fork black's pieces. Black doesn't want to lose material, so they capture the knight on d5. White recaptures with the pawn, attacking the knight on e7. The knight moves to e7, putting pressure on the d5 pawn. White plays c4, further solidifying control over the center and providing additional protection to the white pieces. Black, feeling uncomfortable with the knight's placement, plays a6, which initially seems normal but immediately worsens black's position. White responds with queen a4, as capturing the knight would result in the white queen taking the free rook, putting black at a severe material disadvantage. Black counters with bishop d7, targeting the queen and pinning the knight with an attack from the pawn. Black thinks their position is strong, but they fail to realize that white can now checkmate immediately with knight into d6, executing a smothered mate. Now let's quickly examine the third game. White opens with e4, and black responds with e5. Knight f3 is played, and black chooses the Philadelphia defense with d6. White proceeds with d4, opening up the center. Instead of capturing, black decides to boldly play f5, executing the Philadelphia counter gambit. White develops the bishop to c4, preparing to castle the king before further opening up the center. Undeterred, black opens the center with e takes d4, and white recaptures with y takes f5. With the king exposed, black checks the king with queen e7. Ideally, white could have blocked the check with the bishop or queen or even moved the king to a safer square. However, a surprising move is played, king d2. White's idea is to exploit the alignment of black's king and queen on the same file, intending to pin the queen to the king by placing the rook on e1. Black responds with g6, allowing white to place the rook on the open e-file. White eagerly plays rook e1, pinning black's queen to the king. Unfortunately, this move turns out to be a blunder, as the exposed white king becomes susceptible to attack from black's pieces. Black initiates the attack with bishop e6, delivering a check. The king moves to d3, the only available square. Black continues the assault with bishop f5, delivering another check. If white attempts to block the check with rook e4, black can deliver checkmate with queen e4. Thus, the only option for white is to capture the pawn with king captures d4. Black checks again with bishop g7, strategically cutting off the white king's escape squares. The only remaining square for the white king is d5. Now, c6 leads to checkmate. Now, it's time for a puzzle. In the given position, it's white's turn, and you need to find the best move for white. Share your answers in the comments, and let's see how many of you can solve it correctly. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with future videos. Take a moment to check out the other videos appearing on your screen right now. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care and peace.